So just going live now. I think I'm live. Is everyone, can you hear me, see me both? Are we live right now? Just say quickly yes in the chat window so I know that we are live. You can hear me, Ritesh? All good? Okay, all good. Awesome. So, welcome everyone to my YouTube channel one more time. Today, we are going to learn from an amazing personality. I always say there are two ways of learning. One is obviously learning from theory, learning from science, learning from books, learning from courses. One is normal learning in life. The second way is learn from somebody's life. And for me, that is a shortcut because somebody has spent 20 years, maybe 25 years becoming a millionaire and becoming successful in life. The best shortcut is instead of trying to repeat everything they've done in their life, interview people like them and learn from them what they have done. Because remember, everything is about your frequency. So if your frequency is right, you attract amazing life. So let's learn from an amazing personality what is their frequency and let's borrow their frequency so that we can have fast success in our life. So today we are going to interview one of the most successful personalities that I have personally met in my life. His name is Mr. Imran Baig. So Imran sir himself is a handwriting expert analyst and he's internationally renowned as a handwriting expert. The reason I love him is for two reasons. One, because he's extremely genuine as a person and someone who's truly having high standards in life, not just because of the kind of work he does, but because of the kind of service he does. The second reason I really love him for who he is because of the authenticity that he brings in his work. And of course, one of the biggest reasons that we love people like him is for the success they have. He's a millionaire. He's been published into multiple news publications in our country. He's traveled the world. He's trained thousands of people. But instead of me introducing to you in just short form, I want him to be with us today. I'm going to interview him. I'm going to question him so that you can all learn from his success. How many of you want to learn from a real millionaire and ask him questions about how he became a millionaire? What is his emotional frequency? What is his belief frequency? What is his action frequency? Did he start with a silver spoon in his mouth, or did he have to work towards being a millionaire? How did he become successful? Would you like to learn? Everyone type in yes and type in quickly. Welcome Imran sir on our YouTube channel live. So Imran sir, may I please invite you on the stage, on the virtual stage of the world over here, which is Zoom. All right, everyone, please type in welcome and love you to Imran sir over here on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Imran sir, for taking the time. I know you're a very busy man, but thank you so much for taking the time for letting me interview you to help the world understand how they can take a shortcut in their life by learning from you instead of learning from their own experiences in life, because otherwise they would just have to repeat so many mistakes which you've already done and you've got so much rich experience. So with your permission, I'm going to be asking you a lot of personal questions today, if I may, so that our audience can also become as successful as you. Is that okay?
Surely, please. First of all, thank you so much. It's my honor and pleasure to be here and speaking to the wonderful community which you have, created of learners and action takers. So yes, I look forward to, maybe I'm going to be learning and getting inspired through this conversation. So I'm looking forward for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So let's begin. So the first question I'm going to ask you is about your success, right? Which is what people really love. So first thing, I don't expect you to give me your exact numbers, but if I have to say how much money you make, would that be in like 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures? What's the kind of money you've seen in your life now?
Well, whatever numbers you shared right now, yes, we can actually go with the numbers. So we can actually go a little beyond the 7, 8 numbers too.
Whoa, okay, we're going into 10-figure numbers every month. All right, that's a lot. That's like 50, 70, 80 lakhs. I'm not going to reveal the numbers more beyond that, but okay, so that's a lot of money every month. Amazing. Thank you for sharing that success with us. But other than the money part, is it okay if I ask you some personal questions about your lifestyle and what kind of lifestyle you live with? Is that okay?
Surely, please go ahead.
Awesome. And the reason I want to ask you that question is because I want to tell our YouTube audience that one of the best things, as I just said when I was introducing you, is that I love your standards of life. And what is the point of living life if you can't live life high standards, right? So if I may ask, what car do you drive?
I drive a Mercedes-Benz. It's a E-Class. It's a 220 series, which I have. And I was one among the first to own it in the city which I come from. And
Wow.
the idea was, it was my dream car and it is still my dream car. And I love it every time I drive it because that's something which I dreamt about. And there's a story, I'd love to share about the car. But
Please
yes,
do.
let's proceed with your question next.
Well, please do tell us. I mean, we'd all be happy to know the story.
Great. It was in the early, maybe late 1990s. I did not even have a bike of my own because I was the youngest in the family. And what happens is the bike and the car which is used by your elders actually passed on to you, and you actually
Oh,
use
very true.
it. And I remember very, very clearly. My mom was with me. I was in the car Santro. And I ended up into the showroom. It was the closing time of the showroom, but I landed there and I said, Mom, this is the car I actually, dream of having and thing. And Mom was really happy and she said, Inshallah, and things will happen. But somewhere something urged me to go inside that showroom and say, okay, let's explore. Having come here. So I walked in, and thanks to the people there, they were so warm. They were so lovely in their approach towards me and my mom. And they took me around. They showed me
You're
some of.
talking about Mercedes showroom?
Yes, I'm talking about the Mercedes showroom. And I very clearly remember they showed me cars which was beyond my capacity of even comprehending that I can own it, because the type of EMIs they're talking about, I did not even have a salary to actually name it and say that, okay, this is the EMI I can make. But they made me sit in that car. They made me turn on the engine, blast through the cylinders there, and I could see that the energy, the vibration, and the feel was really amazing. And I made a promise to myself, and I said, this is something which I'm going to be owning. And couple of years down the line, I went back to the same showroom. And I also remember the guy who actually showed us around. He kept on following up with me. Sir, today we have Diwali, so do you want to take a car? Do you want to upgrade your car?
Wow.
And I could not even tell him that, bhai, mere capacity se bahar hai, and I can't do it. I always say, not this time, but do let me know when you have the next offer. I'll come back. Not this time. And that guy was highly persistent. And after I did the test drive, 6 years down the line, I actually owned that car.
Wow. So the first time you went, after that, you got the car after 6 years.
Yes.
Amazing. This is law of attraction for me. Amazing, amazing. So, how
And
many of you here are learning from Imran sir? Type in firstly, congratulations, and type in promise that you will go to your favorite car showroom today or tomorrow. It's a weekend, so take the time, do it yourself. Because what you said got me goosebumps. Like literally going there, driving the car, feeling that energy, and that kind of manifested that for you. Do you think that played a big role in you being able to be successful,
because
attract
I
that
was
car?
actually, seen that car from outside and said, oh, it's a nice car. One day I'm going to do it. But what happened was there's something which made me go inside that showroom. And the moment I entered it, and when I experienced it, my frequency, my bandwidth expanded.
Yeah.
I went beyond, okay, if I have to have an EMI of this much, if I have to own this, so what should be my earning? So can you see that all calculation which was not existing until I entered that showroom started manifesting, and I saw that. And the pressure to that all was he's calling for every possible festival and occasion. So Dashera hai, sir, Diwali hai, a New Year hai, do you want to consider a thing? I said, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. But I made a promise that I'm going to go back to the same showroom.
Amazing.
I'll buy from them only, even though I'm not going to think about the offer. I'm not going to think about the discount. I said, I came here, I fell loved with the way you took care of me. And I took my mom along, and she was my first passenger when I was actually getting the car out. And that's how it is.
Amazing. Congratulations. So I think the message for all of us here is dare to dream when you don't have the money for it. Right? And you really dared. Like, honestly, I don't think I have ever done that without having the money, going to the Mercedes showroom, taking a test drive. That was just crazy. I remember the first time I went was only when we were really fully ready to buy a car. Remember Indu? Indu's on the call with us right now. And it's crazy. Congratulations, Imran. There's a lot to learn from this. So everybody type in the chat window, dare to dream. Please do that during this weekend. And just like Imran sir did, go test drive your dream car. Maybe that'll play a big role in you becoming successful and getting that car, right?
I
So
went
that's
to
about your car.
I went to the showroom in a Santro, which was not even mine, right? So you need to also understand that.
Amazing. What I loved what you said was सबसे छोटे थे तो सबकी गाड़ी आपको उधार मिलती थी. And now here you are with the Mercedes. And you said you were one of the first ones in Bangalore to own it. You're from Bangalore.
10 members because Mercedes had actually got a new sporty look. They were known for all the elegant designs, and they brought in a little bit of sporty look, and they changed the overall look of the car. I was one among the few to block it, and one among the 10 members who actually own it in the initial launch, and they
Amazing.
got it after 7 months of me owning it.
Lovely. Congratulations. So now 10 figures monthly income. Mercedes you drive, and we now know the story behind how you got that, how you attracted that. Tell us a little about your house. How big is your house? Where do you live? I mean, we don't want to know the address because I'm sure everybody would want to then come and meet you personally. But how big is your house?
Uh, in terms of the square feet, we are somewhere close to 4,000 plus square feet. It's actually 4,600 and odd
Wow.
duplex, and I have a beautiful terrace garden which I created. Me and my wife created together, and
Wow.
we also have a vegetable garden which is good enough for us to cook for ourselves and also share it with our neighbors. And
Wow. So I
yes,
understand you have a penthouse.
yeah, it's a penthouse. Yes, it's a penthouse.
Wow. Wow. 4,600 square feet. That's unimaginable. Duplex with a private terrace where you are saying you grow enough vegetables to have food in your own house and a little bit to your neighbors.
Yeah, we have three separate decks. My home is actually three side open, and one side there is another construction which is there. So we have three different decks, which is private area. We have converted some of it into the garden. Some of it is into the just to have a evening time there. And right now I'm also operating from my home office, so I took over one of the rooms and I
Wow.
converted this into my home office. Thanks to pandemic, I get to spend more time with my family, and I'm able to create such a wonderful content, and I'm able to reach out to
Wow.
multiple regions, people from
Mhm.
different parts of the world.
Congratulations. So can I say this is your dream house or do you still aspire to buy a bigger one?
I still aspire because it's to a bigger home. And yes, I'm sure everybody who's listening to this, you will also hear all this. When you're buying a car, I was told, you're too young for this. You should actually buy a car when you're 60-year-old and things like that. But I trust me when I say this, मेरे दिमाग में एक चीज थी that the best seat in a car is a driver's seat. And I don't want to be a 50, 60-year-old sitting behind and allowing my dream car
Driver to be.
driven by somebody else. So that's something which I said, no, I want to do it now, not when I'm 60 and 50. And no, that's what I said. When I went outside of the country, I was traveling. I could see people who are seniors, people who are reached a certain age, and now they're exploring the world. No, I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I have to do it now with all the energy and travel the world as a traveler, not as a tourist. And that's
Wow.
something which actually made me take fast action because yeah, if you're really sitting there and thinking, you will be thinking, oh, it's a flamboyant approach towards life. I have heard this word from my investors, people who manage my finances, my portfolio, and I always tell them, no, if not now, never is going to happen, and you have to take this action. And that's why I not only drive the best of the car, I also ride the best of a bike. I'm a member of the Hog, Harley
I
Davidson
forgot
owners.
that.
Yeah, so I'm a Hog member, and I picked up the Sportster. I always wanted a bike which is going to be a cruiser, not a sports bike, but a cruiser which I can actually go for a longer ride without getting strained. And that's something which got manifested out of having the best of it. You have to work towards it, and you have to keep expanding yourself and your frequency and your expectations from your own self, and that is what is going to make you take action.
Amazing, amazing. So, how the full form again for our audience is
Holly Owners Group. So
Harley. So, Harley Davidson. For everybody who doesn't know that, that's a Harley Davidson bike. We'll try to update this video again with the photographs of maybe Imran riding that bike. So you ride regularly?
Yes, I make it a point to keep it, in action. And so what I was talking about people is that, people are going to talk about it, like, itni badi car, aap traffic mein kya karoge? And they're going to come out with reasons discouraging. I still remember, Mitesh ji, because we're talking about me and little things. So I want to share with you, it was my 16th birthday. And my brother, who I love so much and I learned so much from him, he asked me, Imran, what do you want as a gift? I said, I want a car, on my 16th birthday. And he
Oh
said,
boy, that was too early to ask for
yeah,
a car.
ask for a car. But I said, everybody will ask for a bike, everybody will ask for a moped, but you directly jump into the car. And, everybody laughed at it. But I remember my brother-in-law said, I like this thing about Imran. He's always way ahead of what he wants and what he wants to, create in his life. And that struck me as, yeah, no, it's not bad, because there are a lot of people who are going to say it's wrong to think good, wrong to think big. But there's somebody who said, yeah, you should go, explore.
Wow. So somewhere your family members played a role in you believing that it's okay to think big. In fact, it's good to think big.
Yes.
Wow, amazing. Everyone, please type in the chat window, think big. Because look at Imran today. The bigger he thought, the bigger he got. And that's why even though today he has a 4,600 square feet house, he's still aspiring for more, bigger. And it's absolutely possible. If he can, we all can too. So, Imran, with that kind of success that you have today, let's talk a little bit about your lifestyle. Have you really lived that kind of, and I know from personal conversations, but for our YouTube channel audience, I want to talk about, you've kind of lived that dream life of, traveling the world as an international tourist. And a lot of people in India specifically want to take a job in a country like US, in a country like Canada, only for one purpose, because they want to see that country, right? Or they want to live in a country like this. And what I love about you, and I relate with you because I'm a little bit of that kind of a person like you are, where we want to kind of remain grounded in our country and we want to go international, but not at the expense of a company who pays for me, but really with our own money and enjoy that country like a tourist and travel all over the world. And I know you've done that. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about what kind of countries you've traveled with and what's your travel passion.
That's something which thank God my wife actually shares the same passion, and we actually do this a lot of planning, and it's a lot of fun in executing. We have crossed more than about 17 to 18 different countries. I'm not counting.
Whoa.
And we're basically, we want to experience the local travel there and interact with the people around. So don't go just as a tourist, or don't go with the package stores where they take you, you have to eat, but you have to go beyond what the normal tourist will do. So become a traveler, experience the local culture, interact with people, pick up something things from them, and share certain things about your country. And because some of the people who see you coming from India, they have a different perception, and they see that, okay, you're coming from this country, okay, you're staying in this hotel and you're able to manage. So when we actually do all that, people actually have this question that, yeah, it's possible, and it's possible by coming from this country, and can actually live the lifestyle when we go there. And that's the best way to identify. One of the things which I learned from my traveling is that it helps you to relate to people more better, people who don't speak your language, people who don't know you. But if you can actually create a conversation with them and share what is happening and how they can support you, and then that expands the way you connect with people. And that's something which is my biggest takeaway by traveling.
Wow. What are some of your favorite countries that you've traveled to? You said 17 countries, so I'm just going to ask you top 3 favorites.
As Indians, we always have this little inclination towards Switzerland. In Switzerland, there is a city called, Interlaken. And if at all, given a chance, I'd like to, explore that city more often. In fact, I went there more than 3 times, but I love to going back to the same city
You've
again.
gone to Switzerland 3 times?
Yes, I love that city, and somehow I find reasons, even if it is a short detour from my usual travel, I love to go back to that city because that has a different environment altogether.
Yes, amazing. So everyone tell me in the chat window, and tell Imran sir also, what's your favorite destination, in which country you would love to travel with us? Maybe one day we'll create a tour together. You never know, right? Awesome. So thank you so much for telling us these private things about your life.
Surely. In France, there's a city called Nice. I love that, and my wife also, enjoys there. So that's why we actually, we take a little detour wherever we are traveling, and we just make sure that we spend at least a couple of days before we go to the other part of the world.
Wow. So Switzerland, France, any other that you can?
No, that's my 2 favorite cities.
2 favorite cities. Okay. Wow. Amazing. So now we know about your lifestyle. We know this kind of success. And I can tell you from personal experience, Imran sir, that we all want this. I mean, we all want the best of the cars and the best of the bikes and the best of the money, the kind of house you have, the dream house. I mean, living in a penthouse with having a garden and stuff like that, traveling the world, traveling 17 countries, going to Switzerland 3 times. So we all want to do that, right? But at the same time, a lot of times when people look at you and they aspire to become like you, in our law of attraction courses, I keep telling people that to get what people have, you have to first become who they are. The unfortunate part is a lot of people, they just keep trying to run behind people's success, but they don't see the frequency that their success is made of. Because all of the YouTube subscribers who are with me right now, they understand the deep core of our science, that we attract who we are, right? So one of the main purposes of our video recording or the interview today is to give our audience kind of a sneak peek in your frequency about what made you who you are today. Like, were you always like this, in terms of, were you always born with a silver spoon in your mouth, with this kind of a house, this kind of a car, or did it something that it became you over a period of time? I want to understand that frequency. So I might ask you some crazy personal questions with your permission. Is that okay?
Definitely. The reason of having this conversation is just not talking about my lifestyle and all the things I'm sharing with you, but I really want you to also understand that how I evolved as a person and why I'm actually saying all this and choosing to share with you. It's not really me. I never did this. I've never done that if it was not Mitesh, but And then I understood the intention where he's coming from as to how we can inspire people and how we can actually create that space that people can actually achieve this type of success in their life. So Mitesh, and this is for your audience, I want to tell you this. I'm a trainer, I'm a facilitator, I'm a coach right now, but I started by assisting. My brother used to do a lot of amazing programs, and I was in school and my job was to I used to love assisting him. So we used to go on a bike, I used to carry the material behind him. And how I graduated from somebody who's assisting to a trainer is, I remember, Mitesh, there was a time, I'm talking about an era where there was no GPS, there was no no Google Maps. So we used to do programs. We used to tie banners on the trees to tell people, okay, this is the place where the seminar is happening. So I have climbed trees, I have tied the banners, and I have stood outside and directed people, okay, this is where the place is. And after some time, I got graduated a little. So I started taking care of the registrations of people who come into the, seminars. Then I got a little more graduated. When I say graduate, that means little promotion. From person who's standing out giving directions to the person who is managing registrations, then arranging the chairs, cleaning the chairs before the audience comes and sit, and taking care of the production in terms of the stage thing. So this is how I evolved as a trainer. So it's not like just there was a ready-made stage, we went there and we started talking. So I have seen all these things. So today, even if somebody is handing over the pen in the seminar which you're attending or a conference you're attending, I know I have done that. I've taken care of, participants, food, break, management, maintenance, and that made me what I am today. And today, if I stand here and I say that, okay, I have accomplished all these things, I also remember the days where I was actually standing and doing all that I did.
So a very intriguing question, and that's the reason, thank you for sharing this. This is what I want to share with our audience, that two questions. Is it okay to start small and yet think big?
Definitely, that's the best way of looking at it, because if you don't take action, and the smallest possible action, no, you will never see that the big things being possible by you. And that's what happened with me. I remember, before going on the stage, it's not easy to just go there and speak. When you do all these things where you take care of the, how the chairs are arranged, how the mic set has to be tested, and all these things gives you more confidence when you're standing and speaking. And when you declare to the world that, okay, this is possible, you can also create this, you have done all that. And that also gives you the conviction, that gives you the moral authority that you can actually inspire people rather than just standing there and talking things which you know, or you have read some from a book, or you understood as a concept. Now, that's what teachers do. And I want you to inspire people in terms of, coaching them and inspiring people. That's what it is.
Wow, amazing. So everyone write in, start small, but think big. And while doing that, Imran, sir, if I really might ask, the day you were doing those small activities, like giving people that pen in their hands, holding their notebooks, doing that promotional activity at the entrance, getting people's registrations, climbing on the tree and doing those hoardings for people to just see the directions to come to your seminar hall, being an assistant, did you ever feel bad about कि यार ये मैं छोटा काम कर रहा हूँ, I shouldn't do this, मुझे कुछ बड़ा करना चाहिए, ऐसा कभी सोचा आपने?
नहीं, हमेशा से एक चीज थी कि यार कुछ तो करना है. I was always looking at how we can do things differently, and I used to thoroughly enjoy this process which I evolved with, and I was very happy doing all that, because I saw that, okay, then you were able to do this. Then when you stand there, मुझे ये था कि मैं ये सब कर लूंगा ना. When I stand there and one day I'm going to be sharing this people that I started from there, and I'm actually talking down, and this is how it is.
Wow. Amazing. So if I may say, you loved what you did, even though it was a small task.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't look down to it कि यार ये तो छोटा काम है.
No. I remember, we used to get off from school, off from college. I was looking for reasons how I can go back to a training program, how I can attain a training program, how I can keep learning, and how I can keep doing. So I was very, very passionate about what I was doing that time.
Wow. Amazing. So everyone who's watching us on YouTube right now, you sometimes keep asking me questions. You send me emails, you send me messages in your chat window of YouTube many times saying, I'm getting this small job. I don't want to do this. I want to manifest something bigger. And this is what the reason I'm doing this interview, to show to you that if Imran has become a millionaire today, he's become so successful, that's what you want. But look at where he started. He started with so small, but he loved what he did. He didn't feel bad about कि ये काम छोटा है. He respected and loved the small work, and that's why he has the big work today. So everyone type in the chat window, love the small to attract the big, because that's how millionaires are made. And that's how Mr. Imran has set that example for us. So Imran, other than that, if I may ask you, what was your struggle period? If I may ask, was there any struggle period, or was it everything was like effortless, Allah की मेहरबानी से सब कुछ आराम से चल हो गया, ऐसा कुछ था?
There is a, I don't like to call it as a struggle, but there was a time where I was evolving as a person, as a being, as a, trainer, as a facilitator, because somewhere, when you're, being the teacher and the facilitator, there is a sense that, okay, there is a stage which is given to you and you do it, but somewhere you have to make your own stage. And the biggest earning is, can you create an audience who will pay to listen to you? Can you create a,
Mhm.
following where people look forward to learn from you? And that's what my struggle was, because somewhere deep down, I was always looking at being a content creator. I wanted to just curate programs. I just wanted to be designing programs. I never wanted to be the face of the content which I'm designing and creating. But somewhere I said, I'm putting in this so much of passion and love in the content which I'm curating. I also have to present this in the way it has to be. And that's what made me take that action. And it was a struggle inside within, that you break your limiting belief system and say that no, you can go there and actually do what has to be done.
Wow. So what you're saying is initially it wasn't very comfortable for you to be a trainer as the face, and then you kind of evolved into who you are today. Wow, amazing. That's inspiring. Everyone type in inspiring in the chat window. आपको देख के नहीं पता चल रहा होगा इमरान सर को that he can ever hesitate on a stage. And if he hesitated to start, I think all of us can become successful like him. So thank you so much for sharing that private moment with us one more time. So when you started off in your evolving period, if I may ask, were there moments as a trainer where people judged you, where you felt, यार इतना मैं सिखा रहा हूँ लेकिन लोग ज्वाइन नहीं कर रहे? ऐसा आपके साथ भी हुआ है?
Yes, see, when you started new and you're leading introductions where you want to tell people what you do and you are inviting people to join you. And I have led seminars where only one participant was there, and I was doing it so passionately and I delivered so beautifully. And end of it, he did not even register for it, but he said thank you and he went. But that was a big learning for me in that moment. And I've also led audience where there are more than 700, 1,000 people, 2,000 people attending this session. So that's how we all evolve. And yes, when I was growing up, I was pretty young. People never used to. I always had this struggle. Is that okay? I talk so much about life. I talk so much about thinking pattern, fears. I talk about how you can reprogram your relationship. But I was very young to talk all that. And people in my audience used to be double, triple my age. And people used to say, like, you have not even seen the world. I'm talking about, and I was not even married. And I was talking about relationships that time. So there was a lot of, inner hesitation that, okay, people are going to take you seriously or not. And Mitesh, I want to share this with you. मैं वहां पे ना एक अजीब से एक चाहत थी कि यार एटलीस्ट मेरे बाल तो थोड़े सफेद हो जाए ताकि लोग मेरे को सीरियस लें. And today when I get a gray hair, I'm not liking it. I'm like, no, I don't want that now.
Be careful what you wish for. I can relate with that. I remember a few days ago, somebody told me, Mitesh, why don't you get a wig? You look as handsome as Imran does. And I said, यार ये थोड़े बाल कम है तो लोग थोड़ा seriously ले लेते हैं. ज़्यादा young दिखूंगा लोग seriously नहीं सुनेंगे. Well, amazing. Thank you for sharing that. So, as that happened, I want to now ask you what shaped you. So I have some key questions about frequency. So I keep telling people on YouTube and everybody that your frequency is what makes you who you are, right? And frequency is made of some key elements like emotions, beliefs, actions. So if I may ask you, what are some of the top 5 emotions that you've shaped yourself into? Pure din mein, what are the top 5 emotions that you live by? What's your emotional frequency in my language, if I may ask?
Mitesh, people talk about money and people, it has to be, money is also an emotion, and we all have to respect what money can actually do is what money can actually do. And what I want you to really understand is that when I was actually getting trained, and I used to see my teachers, everybody who's doing the programs and everything. So one thing I realized is that पैसे तो कोई भी कमा लेगा, लेकिन आपको लोगों को कमाना है.
Wow.
So my important emotion in my life is that money, anybody can create that for themselves. But can you create people in your life? Can you, क्या आप लोगों को कमा सकते हैं? क्या ये आपकी कमाई हो सकती है? So that's what I realized. See, people can, have different opinions about whether you're a good trainer or a teacher, or maybe a good graphologist or not. Yeah, I leave that to them, to do that. But मेरी deep down एक ये important ये रहेगी कि मेहनत रहेगी और कोशिश रहेगी कि that how I can be the best of being I am as Imran, and how people can connect with me and they love me for that, not because I'm a good trainer or a teacher or a facilitator, because this is what going to be my earning. If I'm going to enter and if I can talk to people and people can talk to me and they can connect with me with no other, thing. Yeah, they judge me as being a trainer or facilitator. That's I'm completely
Definitely.
okay with that, but I want to earn people. That's what the complete emotion is. That's what makes me design my programs and speak to my people the way I do, because deep down, I want to earn that person more than the money, whatever I could create that out of it.
Wow. So one is earn people, not just money. And then the second was you want people, you want to earn people, but not just by attracting them to what you've become as a successful trainer or a coach, but really who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Wow.
I share
Amazing.
this with my team and my community also, is that if you really want to be a best of handwriting analyst, start with being the best of human being you are. And that's what is going to help people to reach out to you, open up to you, and accept you as a coach, and how you can actually, add value to people's life.
Amazing. Amazing. So if I may ask, what do you believe about life? What is life for you?
Yeah, there was a time I used to think that we all are conditioned people. I have seen my mom doing so much of hard work. She was like the backbone for everything. We used to go to her for every single thing, and we still do. And I have learned this from her, that yeah, it's worth it. Put in that efforts, do what is required to be done, be available for people, and that is going to what leave your legacy out there. So that's something which I took from my mom. And I start my day with my mom, even though whether she's with me or she's in the other room, my phone, I don't know when was the last time I changed my phone's home screen. It has my mom's picture. I wake up and that's the first thing I notice. And if that's the first face I want to see. And every time I start a session, every time I begin anything, I want her to be next to me. And that's what has been happening in my life. So that's the biggest source of energy in my life. And I look forward and I seek Almighty's blessings and everybody's blessing, that my mom be healthy, energetic, and have a great healthy life with us, and we could provide her all the things which she could not experience when she was growing up.
Amazing. Everyone type it, loving it in the chat window if you're loving this interview so far. I'm loving it. And I really wanted to show all of you this is what a millionaire is made about. A lot of people believe that millionaire is someone who are ruthless, harsh, practical, like just money oriented. But I think this is the kind of person that deserves to not just be a millionaire, but to relate to people as who they are. And as he said, earning people, not just because he's become a millionaire or not just because he's a great coach and trainer, but because of who he truly is. And one glimpse of what Imran sir is how he wakes up in the morning and looks at his mom's photograph. And I think that is just something I would say I'm loving this conversation. Thank you for sharing that with us. I think I wouldn't have never guessed this about you, Imran. I mean, it's something beautiful you shared with us. Amazing. Thank you for sharing this. Amazing. So other than, beliefs about this, what are your beliefs about money? What do you think is money?
Uh, uh, some of us, disrespect money by saying that money is important nahi hota hai, and it's not really important. No, I don't want to disrespect money, because I know money can only do what money can do.
Mm.
And one of my belief system about money is that if you think you are a good human being, it's your moral responsibility to be rich. Because if you are a good human being and if you have money with you, all the good work will happen. So
Wow.
my relationship with money is that I want it as much as possible. I can create as much as possible, and manifest as much as possible, so that I can do all the good work. Because somewhere I have this in my belief system: if you are a good human being, you have to be rich. You
Wow.
have to have money, because if good people have money, good work will happen. So I
Wow.
always tell people, if people can do sell liquor, tobacco, and make money, and we can actually pass on this transformation, add value to people's life, and this is actually good money and blessed money, because where you actually adding value and creating more happiness and things like that. So my relationship with money is that yes, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to be as rich as possible, because I want to do a lot of good work, and things which money can do, I'll definitely do that through the money there.
Wow. As everybody seeing this on YouTube, type in amazing in the chat window. If you can hear his beliefs, he believes he deserves money. He believes that good human being and money can combine together. And in fact, I loved what you said, sir. It's our moral responsibility to be rich so that we can be good and we can transfer good to other people with the money. And the second statement, I loved what you said. I've never heard that before. Only money can do what money can do. Wow. I mean, I've never heard that. And it kind of a bulb on moment for me that, I mean, something like, for an example, Indu says to me many times in my life that what Indu can do, only Indu can do. Nobody else can do. So don't even think that you can bring somebody in the organization and she can replace Indu, or a business administration or a CEO can come and replace Indu. What Indu can do, only Indu can do. And I think you said something so beautiful, like a human being. You related to money like a human being, and you said my relationship with money. Wow, that was amazing. Very few people relate to money like a relationship. And when you said that money can do only what money can do, so give it that respect. Where did you get this? Was there somebody, who are the two, three key people in your life who come and created this kind of an Imran?
Oh, well, I want people to relate to me who I am, and I don't want you to get it that, okay, all this is good to hear. And, Imran, you're saying something which is like feel good factor. It's a good motivational talk. No, I want to tell you Mitesh, just going back to my childhood, I was in third standard, little beyond that. And there was a 50 rupee note which was given to me to go to the shop and get something from there. And I went to the shop and I bought something, and incidentally, that 50 rupees was missing. And the shop person says, no, you did not give it to me. And I say, no, I give it to you. And that led to conversation. Then my brother came in, my mom came in, and you have that, then you have these statements coming in, आपसे एक काम ठीक से नहीं होता, you can't manage money, you can't be responsible in your life. I have heard that. And I did the thinking. That's why I could relate to this incident, because that moment, two things would have got created. One, I would have left my, I would have lived my entire life thinking I cannot manage money. I cannot be responsible. I cannot be, given with responsibility or trusted with certain assignment to be done. But that day, I think that's what I created, that I'm going to be so responsible. I'm going to create so much of money that this is not going to be, an incident again in my life where this is going to define. That 50 rupees is not going to define how responsible I am. The 50 rupees is not going to define how, good I am in terms of managing power and, responsibility or the money given to me. So that's what shifted me.
Wow, amazing. I heard another belief of yours. Take responsibility for money. Amazing. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Everyone type in take responsibility for money if you want to be a millionaire. You want to become like Sir Imran sir first, replicate his beliefs, replicate his emotional frequency, learn from his frequency. When you model that, then success becomes part of that modeling. Amazing. So, other than this, if I may ask you now, how many people you've really coached and trained so far in the handwriting analysis field, where you're really the master at this? Personally, I know this. You're internationally acclaimed as someone who's one of the best in the world at this. How many people have you trained and coached on this so far?
Uh, I have worked with some of the best organizations. I have supported them in curating programs, and I have led training programs where I, handhold it, made people possible to create a, professional identity as a handwriting analyst. And I can start with the number of more than 3,000 people who are professionally practicing handwriting analysts. And the type of programs I have designed, the type of lives I have touched is the children, which I love doing. The kids program, which is more than 17,000 kids have done. I can really not add numbers. I just share this with all of you that one of the well-known pen manufacturing company collaborated with me, and I was introduced through another agency where I was supporting them in understanding the science behind choosing the right pen. And we created this program where I trained trainers, and the trainers went on to train the schools going kids in in Pan India. More than 1,500 schools were educated about the science behind choosing the pen, the etiquettes related to the pen, and how you can write stress-free in the examination. So now you need to do that, calculation of numbers. This is one. The other one is my kids program is now being, available in more than 23 different countries in the world. The way people look at handwriting is no more relevant. Imran, handwriting is fading away. I like to tell you this. There are more than 23 different countries where my program is implemented. So I'm training the trainers so who can do all this facilitation work and how they can support the kids in their respective cities. Some of the places I have never even heard, Mitesh, like the Republic of Ghana, where my program is available. I'm talking to people from there, and I'm managing trainers who are doing it. So the numbers is what I wanted to share with you, that this is what has been happening.
Amazing, amazing. This is superb numbers, superb numbers. So if I may ask as a closing for the last few minutes, is the kind of work that you do in handwriting analysis, which has made such a big difference in the lives of thousands of people. You've created professional analysts, handwriting analysis, people who can help other people change their handwriting. And what I've been telling YouTube, all my subscribers, even in my community earlier, is that I personally discovered with you very recently, with some research and with your help, that handwriting is not simple as writing something and predicting something. Like personally, I always thought handwriting was about ये signature है तो तुम successful हो, ये signature change कर दोगे तो तुम ये बन जाओगे. But with you, for the first time, I realized that how I think gets projected in my hands through my handwriting. What I feel gets projected in my hands, like my signature or my handwriting. And if I change that reverse, I can literally change my frequency in my subconscious mind. Is that
Very,
correct scientifically?
very easy and a simple way you put it across. Thank you so much for that. And those of you watching us, what I do is basically educate people about the power of their writing. So one of the things I really look at and I want people to get present to is that come forge a future of yours using the power of pen. And how is it possible is, we are nothing but the sum of thoughts which we have. And if you can't discover the thoughts which is, manifesting you as a person and creating that person, the way you take decisions, the way you relate to people, the way you look at opportunities. So this is what handwriting analysis does. We can look into your handwriting and we can find out who you are as a person. And one of the things which I love about me being part of this domain is the Almighty has blessed you with the, potential which you can't even imagine. If you invest your entire life into discovering what you're really capable of, it's not enough because you are so, so much capable. But the problem with most of us is that we don't look at ourselves that way. Yeah, you need somebody to show you how you're capable of. And handwriting analysis is not about me telling you or not the people in your life, because our life is defined like this, right? What you think or what people think about you.
Yes.
Right? What you think about yourself and what people. And I'm saying, let's not even get into the debate. We'll keep these things aside, allow the science to work on you, discover who you are, find out the real potential you are made up of. What are your natural strengths? And when you are going to act upon your natural strength, the life is going to become effortlessly. So this is what my one word, if you define my life, and if you want to define my profession and my career, is effortless. Can you do things where you don't have to do it? It should come to you naturally.
Amazing. You won my heart there the moment you said effortless. Life has to be effortless.
मेहनत नहीं करनी है because
क्यों करनी है जिंदगी में जब वही चीज आराम से और जल्दी मिल सकती है. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So for everyone on YouTube here, we have something special for you. With Imran sir's permission, we have now collaborated with him to bring everyone a course where you can learn how to become a professional analyst of handwriting expert. You can change your own frequency. You can change other people's frequency simply by changing the way they write things, simply by changing the way they sign things. You can literally predict things about life, which I had not even imagined it's possible just by looking at a person's handwriting. It's magical science. And with Imran sir's permission, we are offering you the first lesson as a gift from us for all of you, because you're part of our YouTube video today. And to show you that link, this is the link. All of you can register this link, and you will see this link also in the chat window right now, where Imran sir personally will be coming, and he'll be live with us on 27th of this month. And the link is here, miteshkhatri.com/HF, which stands for handwriting frequency. And he's been kind enough and generous enough to create a beautiful collaborative package for us, which you can see right behind him right now. Maybe you can show that to everyone, Imran sir. That's looking beautiful, by the way. It's looking amazing.
Yeah, so this is the program which we're going to be talking about, law of attraction with handwriting frequency. And I'm going to talk more about this when I meet you on the 29th. And the idea about meeting you on 29th would be there if you want to understand 13 different interpretations of a signature, not only yours, but anybody's signature in your life. And I'll invite you, let's do a little bit of homework. When you join me in my next session, where I'm going to be decoding signatures, come with 5 important people in your life and their signatures, and I'm going to help you. You will be doing the first ever analysis you will be doing on your own, and I'm going to make it possible for you, and you're going to be number 2, come with the handwriting sample. Because your audio is not.
Yeah, I think we're back.
Audio is not there. Can you please check? Mitesh, I'm not able to hear you.
I can hear you.
Check.
I can hear you.
Okay, great. So yes. Come with your handwriting, and also write down a couple of lines and be there. I'm going to tell you what is your thinking pattern, and we're going to decode your signatures, 13 different interpretations of your signature, anybody's signature. And I'm going to make you go back home feeling so powerful that you can look at anybody's handwriting and you can talk about it.
Wow. So 13 different ways of decoding anybody's signature, your own signature, being able to analyze. And he's inviting you not only with your signature, with 5 people. So bring them along, bring their signature along. Is there a particular way they should bring their signature? Maybe you can quickly show us on kind of a paper how we should bring that. So everyone quickly register here. He's going to show you how to bring that signature that day.
Yeah, use an unruled sheet and sign little bigger in size, your signature, the normal size, and also the bigger version, because we want to understand the flow of your signature. So one big version and the smaller version, and take an unruled sheet and also to write a couple of lines and come ready with your handwriting and your signature sample. And I will help you to analyze, and you will be analyzing the first handwriting of your life, and that will be yours. And you are going to go back home with a lot of learning. So that's
Amazing. Amazing. Congrats. Everyone, congratulations for being here today. And please say thank you to Imran sir because he's giving us this first session, which we've created as a collaboration completely as a gift to all of you, where you can take your first step towards being an amazing handwriting expert and change your frequency and change other people's frequency just with a few strokes on the paper and using your hand and the pen. So thank you so much, Imran, for giving us an amazing peek view in your life, telling
thank
us your struggles, your humble moments, who
thank
you
you.
are today.
I have never shared if not you had asked, and I'm glad that with my little small stories, I was able to add little value to your powerful community. And I'm
Right.
really looking forward. And I want to tell you this, if you're part of this channel and if you've been watching Mitesh ji, I think you should take action because, the type of, the methodology, the type of frequency he's setting for all of us here is something which I wish I had when I was growing up. I could have multiplied my success in many many times now if I had the systematic approach, because I knew law of attraction exists, but I never knew how could I can apply this. And thank you, Miteji, for doing all the amazing work. So can you help me applause for
Oh, thank you.
amazing
Thank
day?
you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Imran. Thank you. We love you for who you are. And I'm so glad. I want to be on live right now with so many thousands of people over here. And I want to tell you very openly that in my entire life, I've been very conservative about who I partner with. I've been very careful whom I become friends with for reasons. I think you've seen it in my signature. I think you know me better than I do, maybe because you've seen my signature. But I've always been very careful of making friends. And I've always brought, I know a lot of people, but very few people are in my inner circle. And I must say, I'm privileged to, I would not say bringing you in my inner circle, but privileged to be part of your inner circle. So thank you so much for giving us your time and letting our audience learn from you and your personal life. Not everybody would have shared everything that you shared today. So thank you so much. Once again, everyone, please say thank you to Imran sir. And we always say, I love you before we go. So I love you all and I love you, Imran sir, for coming here. And I will see all of you on 29th. My date, what I said in flow was wrong, not 27, 29th. This is the link. First lesson of the handwriting analysis course is completely free for you. So be there with your handwriting sample and your signature sample with 5 more people in your family. Bring their signature as well. And maybe if you're lucky and when you're on Zoom with us, with Imran sir, we will choose maybe one of you to be on spotlight. And with your permission, sir, if I may kind of declare this, that
That's
if
going to be
any
fun.
one lucky person who's there, we'll bring his signature on spotlight with you. And maybe you can do a live decoding for that one person. Would that be okay?
That's going to be fun.
Perfect. Let's have some fun on 29th. Everyone, quickly register and type it in the chat window. Once again, thank you. And I love you to Imran, sir. Thank you so much, Imran.
Love you
See
too.
you soon.
So much.
29th. Let's make a big difference in the society on 29th. And let's help create more millionaires, happy millionaires like you. Thank you so much. See you soon. Take care.